Columbus. I'm looking out for you guys over here. I know, I'm kind of the guy that likes to poke fun at everything that it is that you do, because the Dubois, Laine, Tortorella thing over the past year and a bit was really dramatic, and it made for some very crazy video fodder, but this video is not going to be anything like those previous. Today we're talking about a player whom you've all come to love over the past few months, a player who has surprised me, a player who has been breaking NHL records, and a player who is apparently now going to be given a bigger role. Now, the biggest news of today for the Blue Jackets is indeed Patrik Laine's injury. According to sources, it appears he's going to be out for about, 4 to 6 weeks? And that is really not good. This was an oblique strain that happened in Wednesday's game against Colorado. And so now that Patrik Laine is out, it opens the door for a whole bunch of other players to come in, fill in a top spot as a top scorer on the top power play, top, because Patrik Laine is one of your top guys. You need replacements for this guy. And for the most part, when it comes to the guys who have been replacing him, these are some of the names that I wanted to discuss here in this video today. Starting off with the one that I'm honestly the most surprised to even see be on the team at this point. Let's talk today about Cole Sillinger, a guy who has been playing very well for the Columbus Blue Jackets, and a player who was recently drafted out of the 2021 NHL Entry Draft. If you're a Blue Jackets fan, you know exactly who Sillinger is, but just in case you're not, he is an 18-year-old, yeah, that's right, 18, he was born in 2003! 2003, dude! It's making everybody here feel pretty old. I was born in 2000, so it's kind of strange seeing kids that are younger than myself playing in the National Hockey League already. But he's 6 feet, 187, 18-year-old center, as we said, who has made the Blue Jackets and who has had 5 points in his first 9 games. Now, I get it, 9 games is the cutoff. If he plays 10 or more games, then all of a sudden his ELC gets moved over to this year. And that's really important because if you want to keep this guy on the ELC longer, you would say, okay, you're going down to the AHL, you're playing for the Cleveland Monsters, you're not going to actually have an NHL role, but everything has been working out very well for Cole Sillinger. This was the news a few days ago by the word of Brian Hedger. He will stay with the Blue Jackets and he will play his first ELC year. He was told this yesterday on what would have been November 2nd. So it's official. Cole Sillinger has made the Blue Jackets, and he will be staying here for the long haul. Now, the only other concern that we have to have is whether or not he'll play 41 games. Once he plays 41 games, then his UFA years, I believe, get shifted one previous, so that is the next benchmark for the Blue Jackets that you're going to have to go out there and take a look at whether or not he gets that UFA year pushed ahead. But Cole Sillinger is a really interesting name because, as we had noted, he was taken out of this 2021 NHL Draft, and alongside of William Eklund and Mason McTavish, he is one of only 3 players to make the NHL straight out of the 2021 Draft. Now, I'm going to be honest, this 2021 draft was weak compared to the 2020 draft, and it's going to be weak compared to the 2022 draft. That's kind of the rhetoric that everybody has been spewing out over the past few seasons, but I personally didn't really expect anybody out of the 2021 selection of players to be NHL ready and to actually make a significant impact. Kent Johnson, okay, he's a skilled, dangly guy who is also a Columbus Blue Jackets prospect. He's tearing up the Michigan system right now. He was their top pick at 5th overall. You had other guys in the Michigan system like Matty, Beniers, Luke Hughes, Owen Power. All these guys were not really ready per se, and it's kind of being exemplified now as they're doing stuff with Michigan still. Mason McTavish made the league because Anaheim, I guess they wanted a center, and they've got one in McTavish. Unfortunately for him, though, he got injured, which led to him doing a conditioning stint in the AHL. You have William Eklund, who has actually been really good for the San Jose Sharks in the few games he has played so far. But aside from all those guys at the top of the draft, Cole Sillinger is the only one to actually make an extended impact. And as we noted, 5 points in 9 games? That's not bad. That's really not bad. And to be honest, I'm surprised to see this out of Sillinger than anybody else, because if you go over the profile of Sillinger and just take a look at what exactly it is that he does so well, we made ourselves the Why I Want video the other day. Not even the other day, my goodness, the other month, it feels like. Because when we were recapping and talking about prospects for the draft, I was talking about Sillinger in a way that said, yeah, this is a player that could be extraordinarily valuable if you happen to pick this guy up in the middle of the first round. He was ranked to go 13th by Craig Button, 13th by Future Considerations, 14th by ISS, 11th by Bob McKenzie, so he's a little bit higher on that list, 17th, though, by McKean's. He eventually goes in that 12th overall spot to Columbus, which is, I guess, 11th because Arizona in the previous selection did not make a pick because they had that pick renounced. But either way, Cole Sillinger is not one of these top guys. He's not a Guenther, he's not a Clarke, he's not a Hughes, a Johnson, or a Power. But the wicked offensive talent that he displayed with the USHL Sioux Falls Stampede last season, the goal scoring and the playmaking, which were starting to sort of see come back because it was there in his Medicine Hat Tigers days in the 2019-20 season, but wasn't really there as much last season. We're starting to see it all come together for a very complete and NHL-ready player. Now, if you take a look at what happened with the Blue Jackets after Patrik Laine's injury, hey, guess what? He is now being played on the first power play, replacing that spot for Patrik Laine and the 1T. You want to talk about the regular 5v5 lines? Well, guess what? Sillinger's there, now with Voracek, and guess who is going under that line? Igor Chinakhov. Because Chinakhov, yeah, you want to go out there and replace big, bad Finnish sniper Patrik Laine with any other sniper that can come in here and fill a similar type of role. Yeah, Chinakhov's a good pick, I would think. So, for Cole Sillinger going out there and doing the thing, I think I really wanted to make this video after his last game against the Colorado Avalanche. Yeah, that's what it was. The 9th game of the season, the game that would determine whether or not Sillinger stuck around with the team or if he would get sent down to the AHL. By the way, anybody who was asking, he is allowed to be sent to the AHL because he was not drafted out of the WHL. That WHL, CHL, NHL, no AHL pack does not apply here because he was taken straight out of the USHL. That game saw him get 3 points, 2 goals, and an assist. He had the game-tying goal in the third, the go-ahead goal in the third, and then the game-winning assist in OT. And at 18 years and 171 days old, he is the youngest NHL player in history to have a point on 3 game-tying or go-ahead goals in the third period or later of a game. Wow, that is a big, bold, and very nitpicky kind of stat. But he's still going out there and doing the thing. He had 3 points in that game. 5 shots on goal, was 7 out of 9 on the faceoffs. And yeah, it's kind of everything that you wanted this guy to be so freaking early that allowed him to stay on this team. Even see the highlights, you know, these are not just simple plays or small plays either. He's getting up there in the rush. He's not afraid to get his nose in there, get the one-timers, and get the passes to go through. He's been really good, and I'm really surprised to see this so early out of him, mostly because of all the concerns that we had heading into the 2021 draft. Not to say that he was the perfect player by any means, there's a reason why he was ranked to go in the mid-teens, but just seeing Sillinger go out there and iron out all the parts that we were kind of concerned about so quickly, I know it's only been 9 games, but man, you would love to rather see it than not see it. And that's exactly what we're getting here for Sillinger from the Blue Jackets system. And now he is given all the opportunities to showcase that he is absolutely ready here to take over the reins of the best Sillinger in the NHL. His father, Mike, was in Columbus when Cole was born, which is why Cole is indeed a player who represents Team Canada, but he's also there with that Columbus, Ohio birthplace and the American citizenship. It's why he was able to play in the USHL as a regular player. He had that choice to opt into the USHL season just to get his feet moving because the WHL wouldn't have actually started until a few months later. But it turns out all that development time, all the extra work that he was able to put in, and all that development, it seems to have paid off tenfold because 1 year later, hey, he's in the NHL, and he's one of the only players in this draft class to be in the NHL, and actually not look too bad in the process. So, talk to me in the comments if you're a Blue Jackets fan. What do you think about Cole Sillinger? Do you like this player? Do you think he has been good for you? I think I know what everybody's going to say, but either way, talk to me in the comments what your thoughts are about that. I want you to verbalize it. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.